Reading those messages out for you. Those of you watching us on Facebook can share the Facebook Live for other people to also watch tonight's edition of the program. Please, if you're watching us on Facebook, share the Facebook Live for other people to also watch tonight's edition of the program. Don't forget to leave your suggestions, questions, contributions, and all of that on our socials, and I'll be reading all those out for you. My name is Justice Appiah. Tonight, on Hot News, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Jane Mensah, has urged political parties to accept the outcome of the 2024 general elections during the presentation of a democracy cap to the EC by the leadership of Parliament in Accra on Wednesday. The chairperson of the EC, Jane Mensah, assured of transparent elections and urged political leaders to accept the outcome of the polls. Now, let's listen to Madam Jane Mensah. We'll be right back.
Like the football match, we serve as the midwives that birth the elections. We are the referees that conduct and that lay the election and the processes that lead to, the election day itself. And so, as referees, we are committed to, ensuring that our activities from now in the lead up to the election and all our electoral processes are transparent, they are open, they are fair, and they are involve the collaboration of our key stakeholders, i.e. the political parties and the citizenry. So like the referee of the match this afternoon, we commit to ensuring transparency in all aspects of our work. Our activities are open, as I mentioned, right from the registration through to the declaration of elections. Everything is done in the full glare of the public. Nothing is hidden. And we will commit to this, to maintaining and ensuring that level of transparency across all aspects of our work. And so we also want to entreat and call upon the contestants of the election to accept the outcomes of the election. Surely there will be a winner and surely there will be losers. And so we all call on our contestants to accept the outcomes of the elections, because we undertake and we commit to ensuring that the elections are free, they are fair, they are credible, they are transparent.
That was Madam Jane Mensah, chairperson of the Electoral Commission. But away from that, another story that we're going to be looking at on the show tonight is flag bearer of the governing New Patriotic Party, MPP, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has dared former president and flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, John Dramani Mahama, to a live presidential debate to explain their respective visions and policies to the people of Ghana. This call comes not long after the campaign team of the former president rejected calls by any presidential debate. Now, let's listen to the vice president.
I am looking forward to a debate with John Mahama on the economy, on the country, on the governance. But I'm afraid that he's running away from a debate, isn't it? His people say he doesn't want to debate, but he doesn't want to debate because he knows I will expose the emptiness of his policies. He says he has a 24-hour economy that he cannot.
Well, so that was Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, Vice President of the Republic of Ghana and flag bearer of a New Patriotic Party. But now let me bring one other story to your notice, where the IEA has announced a date for presidential debate ahead of the 2024 elections. And the Institute of Economic Affairs, IEA, has emphasized the need for a debate before the 2024 elections involving some of the political parties planning to contest. The IEA believes such debates are essential for voters to evaluate both presidential and vice presidential candidates, enabling informed decision-making. This stance comes amid apparent disagreements between the New Patriotic Party and the opposition National Democratic Congress, NDC, regarding the necessity of holding debates. And they've issued a statement. That's a statement you're seeing right there on your screens. The Institute of Economic Affairs, a public policy institute, IEA Ghana. And the release is dated 17th July 2024. The heading is IEA 2024 Presidential and Vice Presidential Debates. As part of the IEA's efforts to promote issues-based elections in Ghana, the Institute will once again organize its flagship presidential and vice presidential debates before the 2024 general elections in December 2024. The debates will provide a common platform for the presidential candidates and vice presidential candidates to discuss various aspects of a nation's development process. It will be in a form of policy dialogue engagement during which the candidates will have the opportunity to present their viewpoints, plans, and programs, and also point out weaknesses in the policies of their co-contestants and present alternatives. And present alternatives to those policies and programs. The electorate, on the other hand, will receive first-hand information on the programs and plans of each candidate. Our moderators will pose questions to the candidates based on submissions received from the public on various thematic areas, including the economy, governance, natural resources, agriculture, education, health, labor, gender, children, youth, and other social issues. The timelines for the debate will be announced at the launch of IEA's election activities. The Institute encourages all candidates to take advantage of the debates to inform Ghanaians of their policies to address the country's challenges. Thank you. And this is coming from the Institute of Economic Affairs, a public policy institute. But something baffles my mind on this particular statement emanating from the quarters of IEA. I know that in 2008 there was a debate of which the late John Evans Atamils, President Akufo-Addo, and other candidates actually, participated. I know that in 2012, President Adanko Akufo-Addo, former President John Dramani Mahama, and some other candidates also participated in another one that was held in 2012. 2016, I'm not too sure. 2020 never happened. What informed the decision of the Institute of Economic Affairs to now come out with a statement or a release that there's going to be a debate between the candidates? Are they waiting for a candidate who is a leading candidate who is also part of these year's election to set the tone, set the pace for them, to take decisions for them, to tell them that there must be a debate before IEA decides that they will organize a debate for the candidates? What informed their decision? Why did they not announce this long ago, long before candidates or some candidates in this election, called for a debate? Are they waiting for the candidates to call for a debate before they organize one? Or are the IEA saying that they had, as part of their plans, to organize a debate for these candidates? I mean, I cannot think far. It baffles my mind. Are they waiting for a certain candidate to set the tone, to set the pace, to start calling for a debate before they organize a debate for the candidates? This, unless the IEA comes out to answer some of these questions, because a lot of Ghanaians are wondering why now. Why would the IEA, responsible for some of these debates, sit for a candidate or for some candidates to start calling for a debate before they come out with a release, to organize one? Well, what is the agenda? What's the brain behind it? We know that, yes, in the time past, they did something like this, but why now? Why did they not do it in 2016? Why did they not do it in 2020? Why now? Are they waiting for somebody to call for a debate before they come out with this statement? IEA should come out and then answer. What's the brain behind this statement? Why now? Why would they now want to organize a debate after some candidates have called for a debate to be held, or after some political parties, or after some Ghanaians are calling for a debate between two major candidates in this election? There should be a brain behind this. there must be some sort of explanation with regards to this document they have released. But, well, I've been joined in the studio tonight by a very good friend and a brother. Bernard Odro-Tichi is a member of the NDC and chartered economist. BOT, how are you doing?
Yes, I'm good.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
But I'm sad.
Why are you sad? Why are you sad?
In person, I am so good. Health-wise, I'm good. For the past 2 weeks, I've had the opportunity to tour 5 solid constituencies in Ghana, namely Doma East in the Bono region. And let me take this opportunity to commend the leadership in that constituency, especially the constituency chairman, the secretary, and the parliamentary candidates.
Right.
Then I made a trip to Sefia Kontombra, and I'll highly commend the constituency chairman and his leadership, and most importantly, the parliamentary candidate Pius Entry.
Okay.
I proceeded from there to Mpoho Fiansi in Western region. In fact, as a constituency, they have the most immotorable road in Ghana, the most immotorable road. And for the first time, the indigenes and the citizens and the voters in that constituency are making the point that they are going to vote for change. From there, I transitioned to Esikado Keten, which is being led by Dr. Grace Ayensu Dankwa, not the Kufuor Dankwa, but the proper Dankwa, of course. You are not talking about His Excellency Kufuor Dankwa version. Dr. Grace Ayensu is a down-to-earth person, very brainy, humble, and very intelligent. And I'm very confident that looking at her performance in 2020, she stands a very good chance of winning the 2024 parliamentary and even winning the seat for the presidential elections as well. Just as I said, I'm very sad because I see too much inconsistency and hypocrisy in our body politics. Look, if you need advice on morality, you don't go to the owners of a brothel. If you need an advice on matters of conscience and morality, you dare not go to meet the owner, somebody who owns a brothel.
Question is, where are the inconsistencies?
You see, the argument is very simple. Now, if any floating voter out there, any NDC member thinks the IEA is neutral, they are not neutral. And I'll take it to history memory lane.
Okay.
When the economy started taking a junk status level, I'm an economist, and IEA people were expecting them to own up at that time to start talking. It was as if they were more like people, they plastered their mouth at that time. They never voiced out. So recently that the IEA started gaining momentum, talking as if that, but they have been more colored than the Pope. And guess what? The Electoral Commission chairperson of Ghana today used to be the executive director of the IEA.
Right.
And you must begin to be able to connect the dots. In politics, nothing happens by accident. About a few days ago, Dr. Matthew Prempeh, who is the running mate to the MPP, made a very unguided statement that what His Excellency Kufuor has achieved, we must never make the mistake to compare Dr. Kwame Nkrumah to him. Obviously, Nkrumah is a man.
He has apologized.
No, I'm making a case. You will appreciate why I am sad. I'm building a case, a chronicle of case to that effect. Now, when that statement was made, the backlash in the media space, both traditional and social media, was so avalanche on them. The MPP went into a meeting at the presidency and said that, look, what Napo has said has occasioned a global international attack on the ideology of the MPP and their performance. And for that matter, they must find a way to neutralize that unguarded statement. So then they commissioned the flag bearer of the MPP to quickly make a statement that will kind of neutralize that unfounded statement. So check the day that statement was made. Just opposed to when Matthew Prempeh daughter made that statement against Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the backlash from global level, continental level, within the country, the Nkrumah, the socialist movement, voice of conscience begin to speak against him. Then people realize that, look, you dare not compare asphalt to a feeder road. When it comes to real leadership, late Dr. Kwame Nkrumah remains an icon, a standard of comparison. In fact, he's a torchbearer. How dare you compare a president who did the biggest pitch of no use to the country to Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who never owned a mansion in the history of the country? So you see, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the flag bearer of the MPP, all that he sought to do was to do politics of equalization. My running mate has made an uncharacteristic statement being of a running mate. How do we create a certain momentum of neutralization against what he said? Then Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia comes out to say that he's daring former President Mahama to a presidential debate, and that debate to draw the borderline as to who has performed. And let me tell you, I am not against presidential debate or vice presidential debate. But for me, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wants to revive his credibility. And we will not allow him to hang on to the credibility of Mahama to revive this.
How would an IEA debate revive the credibility of a vice president?
Fantastic. Look, if you go to the public domain today,
right,
social media don't lie. The tongue doesn't lie. Memories don't lie. Any Ghanaian watching me today, forget about your political biases. Let's go down to history. Prior to election 2016, then running mate to Mahama, late Emisata.
Right.
Fantastic vice president at that time. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia today posed to him 170 questions that in his mind, if late Emisata answers those questions, it will lead to economic recovery for Ghana. Because at that time, they created the impression that Mahama was the incompetent one. So if Mahama remains incompetent, what happens with vice president? Most incompetent.
Right.
So he therefore posed a question to late Emisata, because within the framework of the Ghana economic management architecture, the vice president doubled the head of economic management team. These questions remain today still eternal, because when it comes to economics, economic principles are eternal. Economic principles don't change. So if you take the modern father of economics, Adam Smith, some of the theories he propounded are still as valid as they were years back. So I come to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He made every Ghanaian aware that when your fundamentals are weak, the best way to epitomize or to symbolize that is the strength of your currency. So I'm asking him today, what has happened to the fundamentals today? Look, the bone of contention in Ghana today is not about debate. If you go to advanced democracy, like talk of US, talk of UK, talk of Germany in a way, talk of France, etc., people engage in battle of ideas, not battle of discredibility. So the argument is that all the talks he gave, all the speeches he gave, the press conferences, the series of fora, colloquia, symposia that he held in the past, what has been the manifestation of it? So today, I am not bothered by the one who give rhetorics. Great talkers are great liars. So today, the Ghanaian out there, GPRTU, Teachers Union, Labor Union, and all the front across board are not looking out for the one who can speak good English. That is not what we are looking at.
Dr. Bawumia, Vice President of the Republic, tells you that although he held those lectures, although he said certain things in the past, despite you know exogenous factors, external factors that has affected or that have affected this regime, their government has performed better than that of John Dramani Mahama's government. That's how he's calling for a debate. If he's a man enough, he should come for a debate on the economy and other sectors.
I love data. And science and data don't lie. They give indication.
Let's go into the data.
I take you to economic intelligence units. That gave certain prediction about the state of the economy. You, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, today, you are head of the economic management team. What has been your scorecard? The reason why some of us become so dispassionate when we are making this argument is that if Dr. Bawumia were to be a lawyer, a socialist, a historian, a communication expert, some of us can spare him. But you hold yourself as an economic wizard. And if you read Afrobarometer report dated November 2022, February to 2024, it shows clearly that when we are talking about the direction of the country, it is 87% poor by the MPP. And in that economy, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the head of the economy management team. So I'm taking Afrobarometer report. In Afrobarometer report occasion November 2022, fast forward to March 2024, it is clear that 87% of Ghanaians respondents said that the country called Ghana, headed by them, is headed in the wrong direction. Afrobarometer report. Let me take you to Standard & Poor, Bloomberg, Moody, etc. All international rating has given you a scorecard. And that scorecard is not in good taste. It's a junk status. Let me bring you home. And for me, for the past 4 years, if there is any rating agency, research agency, data analytics agency that I Benodo trust is Global Info Analytics. This is dated 2nd July 2024. Today is 17th, right? So we are talking about just barely 2 weeks ago, this data was released. In this data, direction of the country. Now when we go to the direction of the country, it's juxtaposed right and wrong. as of April 2024, the direction of the country in the thinking of Ghanaians was 25% right. At that time, it was 65% wrong. And when we are talking about direction of a country, it's being led by the president and the vice president. So if today your scorecard in the direction of the country is that it is 63% wrong, you dare not call for debate. Face that direction first. Just as I take you to the president approval, which is very critical. President job approval rating. And here we are talking about the presidency. Don't forget that though Ghanaians vote for a president, but we also vote for vice president. So in that pair, let's look at their job approval rate. President job approval rate. As of April, the approval rate was 32%. As of the same April, the disapproval rate was 62%. As of July, the approval rate of the presidency made up of the president and the vice is 35%. As of July, it is a whopping 60%. So if you want a presidency with this disapproval rate, must not think of a debate. You must purge yourself of this credibility. So the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, in my candid view, is flip-flopper. It's a flip-flopping candidate. You have direction of the country being poor, approval rate being poor. Then justice, I equally will also take you to key other indicators, which is very paramount. Standard of living. Take it to page 35 and 36 of the same report. Standard of living of Ghanaians. And we are talking standard of living. We are looking at the purchasing power parity of Ghanaians, their income level, their cost of living, borrowing ability, lending ability, the risk rate level of the business community. And let me take you to standard of living improve. As of April, people's standard of living had improved by 19%. And it has worsened by 51%. As of July, the standard of living of Ghanaians had improved by just 21% and worsened by 47%. So if you're a vice president and you are calling for debate, what travelers, passengers, home firms, household owners, business owners are seeking for you to achieve is that improve our standard of living. The standard of living by Ghanaians by data and research is pointing to the negative. So Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia must focus on how to improve the economy. And all these data, when you put together, do not support them.
Wait,
let me take you to quick one. Last of it. Last one.
Finish with the data. Then
I'll
come
take
to
you
a question I want to ask.
National and regional swing in vote. 2024 parliamentary election, 2nd May 2024.
Okay.
And that is national. It says that analysis of the poll suggests that among voters who voted for NDC candidate in the 2020 election, 93% will vote for them again. While 71% voters who voted for MPP candidate would do so, representing a net loss of 22% for the MPP. So you see, Justice, you are talking about people who voted for you 2020. A whopping 22% have lost confidence in you. And we are talking about MPP card-bearing members.
Okay.
Interestingly, the people who voted for the NDC are still strong within their conviction that the NDC is still a resilient party, a promising party, it's a talking-a-do party. In the case of the MPP, there's a net loss of 22% against the MPP. These are matters of data and research. And for me, the MPP and its apparatchik must focus on improving people's standard of living, their income level, last of it all. Just 2 days ago, Ghana Statistical Service released a report on unemployment level in this country. And a whopping 1.9 million Ghanaian young people who have the energy, the intellect, the vim to work are not finding either education, training, skills or job. That should be their concern. So when I see him flip-flopping, jumping like going here and there, asking for debate, you don't need the debate to win an election.
Great.
And 2016 is a clear manifestation of the fact that in 2016, the MPP did not need a debate to win an election.
Okay.
For me, I'm speaking in my personal capacity. The NDC as a party architecture has not officially taken the decision. And I'm pretty sure that by close of the week or next week, the flag bearer of the NDC will make a determined position whether we are going for debate or not. But in my candid view, what Ghanaians are looking for is not a debate.
We'll come there. But the question is, of course, you have a data.
Right.
Assuming that the data you have is against the current dispensation.
Sure.
Assuming that all the things you've mentioned
sure.
in this document
right.
are against the current dispensation.
Right.
Now, This is the reason for the debate. The debate will provide a common platform for presidential candidates and vice presidential candidates to discuss various aspects of a nation's development process. It will be a form of policy dialogue engagement during which the candidates will have the opportunity to present their viewpoints, plans, and programs, and also point out weaknesses in the policies of their co-contestants and present alternatives to those policies and programs. So granted that this document, all the things you have mentioned in this document are against the current dispensation. Don't you think that that is the more reason why we need a debate? For the NDC to tell us the alternative, what they would do different to what the New Patriotic Party has done in government.
All right. Justice, before I respond directly to that question, permit me to reference 11 July 2024 research from Global Info Analytics. I take it to page 11. And it is focused on Greater Accra region, exclusively on 6 constituencies, namely Ablekuma West, Ablekuma North, Ayawaso West, Ayawaso Central, Tema Central, Lejekuku. And it is talking about direction of the country. Just as when we go to, if your camera can capture it.
You can show it to the camera. It's already there.
It's captured, right? Now, if you go to Ablekuma West, a whooping 71% of the respondents said that the country is heading in the wrong direction. Ablekuma North, a whooping 77%. Ayawaso West, a whooping 81%. Ayawaso Central, whooping 74%. Tema Central, whooping 84%. Lejekuku, a whooping 83%. Just as I take you to the approval rate of the president on these 6 constituencies in Greater Accra. Ablekuma West, the disapproval rate of the disapproval rate, meaning people don't approve of their presidency. Ablekuma West is 68%. Ablekuma North, 70%. Ayawaso West, 79%. Ayawaso Central, 71%. Tema Central, 79%. Lejekuku, 78.5%. Now I come back to your question. You've raised a very legitimate point that is it not fair that in the face of all this revelation, for the NDC to honor a platform to engage a losing candidate? The answer is no. Why? In 2016, John Dramani Mahama today, on grounds of consistent principle, requested for debate because there was a precedence in 2008. The precedence was that let Appiah Mills then avail himself as opposition leader, then coming out of to win power, that let's go in for a debate was offered him. In 2016, John Dramani Mahama then said that, look, looking at the performance I have talked so far, let's go in for a debate, a contest of ideas. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia then, running mate to Nana Akufo-Addo's excellency, said that no, the real people that Mahama should engage in debate with are the people on the street. I want to be principled and consistent. Look, this very same man, 8 years ago, created a position that if you want a proper debate, it is not IE. I have told you today that for the past 2 weeks, I have taught 5 solid constituencies. Infanteman, Doma, East, Sikado, Mpoho, and Sevilla Contombra. If I want to engage in any debate, I'll take it to the grassroots. The people in Mpoho Fiancé whose roads are deplorable, poor network, poor electricity. If I'm a member of the NDC and I want to waste any energy justice, I'll take it to that level. I'll take it to Sevilla Contombra. I went to a community called Nzara. A community of about 11,000 people, they don't have public toilet. If I have any public debate to engage in, I'll not engage the MPP. I'll take my debate to the grassroots. That's why I take it to Sikado Keteng. There's a community called Kansarodo. There's a community of about 9,000 people. They don't have a church compound. They don't have a very, they don't have a proper market. If I have a debate as Benedict as member of the NDC, I'll take my debate to the grassroots. Like I have said, as a member of the NDC, I do not know the official position of the party on whether we are going to engage in debate or not. But Justice, having crisscrossed the length and breadth of this country, having listened to people on the grassroots, what Ghanaians are looking forward to see is not a flippant talker presidential debate. What Ghanaians are looking forward to see is for we, the politicians, to come down to them. In any case, when some of these debates take place, How many people didn't even get the benefit of that to engage and have the audience to engage, to watch, and to listen to it? But guess what? If the flag bearer of the NDC and our running mates begin to crisscross the country, take our manifesto to the people, do a retail campaign, Ghanaians will understand and sound proper. I agree that the IA is creating a common platform. We will create our own common platform. And that common platform is not engaging a man who has lost credibility. Today, go to Google, go to so many social media platforms, and type some of the things he said in the past. About 99.9% of them that they couldn't achieve. Go to Central Region.
Are you not running away from this debate, just as the Vice President indicated?
You see, Justice, I'm giving a scenario.
Because if you think that you really have serious policies that will help this country, then why don't you go into the debate?
Where the NDC have...
If you think that you can punch holes into the policies of a new patriotic party and that of the Vice President, why are you avoiding the debate?
Engaging in debate does not solve the bread and butter issue.
Okay.
It does not. Because see, the NPP today, equally also, if you seem to say so, ran away from a debate in 2016. Okay. Did they win or they lost the election? They won, right?
Right.
So the argument is that engaging in a debate does not give automatic victory for in a presidential parliamentary election. We, the NDC, I'm giving my personal position, and I have issued a disclaimer that the party architecture NDC will officially come out to declare our position. But in my candid view, if I want a common platform to sell the messages of the NDC, I'll go to the downtrodden. And guess what? When I crisscrossed the 5 constituencies for the past 2 weeks, it's giving me indication how we should run the campaign. Look, we went to Appiah's dominancy over the weekend in Fantaman constituency. And look, the paramount chiefs were there, the people were there. The local people said that, look, Ghana has discovered lithium in commercial quantity. As we speak today, if we want to explore the lithium, the local people are just getting 1% from the exploration. What is the common sense in it? So the argument is that we, the NDC, if we want to make a case that Infantiman constituency deserve more, I will take my debate to the people of Infantiman. Similarly, let me take you to Seria Contombra or the Western North put together a cocoa farming area. In the era of the NDC, fertilizers were given out free to cocoa farmers. Insecticides were given out to cocoa farmers. We embark on Cocoa Road. The MPP takes over, truncated the Cocoa Road project, truncated free fertilizer distribution. If we, the NDC, want to make a case on free fertilizer distribution, we'll go to Western North. So the argument is that appear on IEA platform, which in my opinion, they've lost credibility, will not give us any impetus to win the election. Rather, if I have a message, I go to the Northern region, I go to Zazugu Tatale, and the people, I organize the people and sell our message of hope to them. In any case, Mahama says that he's looking at building the next Ghana we want. That next Ghana we want can never be achieved by engaging a man who is a liar. Dr. Mamu Bemia is a chronic liar, a pathological liar. So any attempt to engage in a debate with him is an attempt to revive his credibility. And for me, if I'm to offer an honest advice to President John Dramani Mahama, it's one singular advice. Let's go down to the people. The people who decide on September 2024, Ghanaians will not vote for the person who talk loudest in debate. That will not win an election.
Addressing the people of Bunkrugu, where Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia called for the debate.
Sure.
This is what he said.
Right.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia added that former President Mahama and his team are unable to explain their 24-hour economic policy to the good people of Ghana, adding that the former president is avoiding the debate because he will be exposed.
Thank you.
The truth is, there has been a whole lot of issues with the 24-hour economy policy.
Right.
It looks as if almost every single NDC member has his or her own understanding and explanation of the policy. We saw one man on Kesben TV saying that they will create a zoo, they will bring animals and all those nonsense. You know, he is of the view that if John Mahama accepts to debate him where he is likely to punch holes into his 24-hour economy, he will be exposed. He would not be able to explain his 24-hour economy.
Thank you very much. Just as I have appeared on this your show on countless occasions, since His Excellency John Dramani Mahama proposed this policy, he got the opportunity to engage trade union TUC. TUC referred to the policy as a game changer. It never ended there. He engaged civil society, all interested people, drivers union, etc. And today, across all opinion polls and research, they've pointed to the fact that if there's a policy Ghanaians are looking for to see its fullest implementation, it's no any other policy than 24-hour economy.
Right.
In any case, how many times have I been here and how many times have I not, in my personal capacity, offered numerous explanations to the potentiality of that policy? And just as when I hear our MPP brothers and sisters make an argument that 24-hour economy is a non-starter, it's not doable, it's been done in the country before, we should leave it to taste, and that we need an organic demand and supply to make it happen, I laugh. You know why? When you go to part of Asia today, France, Sweden, Europe, etc., North and South America,
right,
their economies are being gingered by a shit economy. So I ask myself, so if it's being done in Asia, in Europe, part of North and South America, and even in Africa, you talk about Kenya, you talk about South Africa, is this policy being proposed by John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, have been done there? Why not in Ghana? Don't forget that any policy you put out, if it's a political clarification, expect your opponent not to accept lie, hook and sinker. Now let me take you to Global Info Analytics, page 53.
Okay.
Top issues for voters in 2024. I take 3 top issues: economic, jobs, education. What Ghanaians are looking forward to see is how the NDC will implement 24-hour economy. I listened to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who made an argument in Nairobi when he was voted for last year.
Right.
And he said, and I quote him, that the 24-hour economy is not, it's a bad policy. There is the same man. He goes to where? What concerns Bungugu? He goes to Bungugu some months later to and says that the policy that is bad, we cannot explain. What is the consistency? One person, he tells you the policy is bad in November 2023. This same person comes back to you July 2024 and tells you that that policy which is bad, you cannot explain. He doesn't have consistency. And look, Global Info Analytics says that as of today, a whopping 14.7% Ghanaians are unemployed. These are matters of public record. And beyond Global Info Analytics is Ghana Statistical Service. And who appointed the government statistician? Is the MPP government. The government statistician says that as of today we're speaking, 1.9 million of teeming youths, they don't have skills, education, no job. And that's a national security threat. So if John Dramani Mahama proposes a policy that receives an ubiquitous endorsement, Trade Union Congress, GPLTU, Okada Riders, Civil Society, Christian Council, that should tell you that this is one policy hitting the MPP more. And we are assuring them, God willing, by end of the month or first week in August, the NDC will launch our manifesto and campaign team. And I want to assure the MPP that they should be prepared for more engaging, rigorous engagement on the fact that the 24-hour economy is a real game changer. Point number 2. The same research said that jobs rank number 2 on people item. You've been giving power for almost 8 solid good years. In any research, economic, jobs, education ran top. I come to education. I said this on your other sister platform that, and I want a debate or engagement with anybody, that since 1992, there is no one singular educational policy more impactful than Get Fund. None.
If you think that this government has performed so bad, they performed so abysmally, why don't you embrace? Why don't you embrace this platform? You see, in order to point out those things and provide a sound solution to our economic problems, to the good people of Ghana.
Orators don't solve problems; they create problems. Orators don't. I have been a debater from SS to university days, and let me tell you today, engaging in debate do not solve problem. It doesn't. It doesn't. Anybody who says that debate solve problems is a big lie. It doesn't.
But this is what IEA is saying.
Who is IEA in the first?
That the electorate, on the other hand, will receive first-hand information on the programs and plans of each candidate. Moderators will pose questions to the candidate based on submissions received from the public on various thematic areas, including the economy, governance, natural resources, agriculture, education, health, labor, gender, children, youth, and other social issues.
Did we have IEA in Ghana in 2016?
No.
We didn't have IEA.
Well, the institute is in Ghana. They were in Ghana at the time.
I'm asking a question. You are a journalist.
Well, IEA has always been there.
So we had IEA in 2016.
Yes.
What stopped them from pushing this same agenda in 2016?
Okay.
Because it was Mahama. Like I have said, there's a superior authority in the NDC. We have the political committee, the council of elders of the party, we have national executive committee, we have FEC, we have the flag bearers office. This superstructure body will put their heads together and make a decision whether we are going for debate or not. But for me, my personal opinion, which may be considered along the line, is that if we really want to sell our vision of building the next Ghana we want, debate will not be the platform to sell that. There are 1,001 avenues to sell our idea.
Okay.
Look, tomorrow, the flag bearer of the NDC, Socially John Dramani Mahama, is going to Legon campus, going to be met by vandals. And you know, he's a vandal.
I know.
And I'm a vandal too.
Right.
So you see, imagine the former President Mahama gets to Legon campus, being welcomed overwhelmingly by old vandals, both young and existing ones. It becomes an avenue for him to say, and you know, today, Commonwealth want to be brought down under the watch of the chief of staff who had benefited hugely from the impact of vandals. When John Dramani Mahama gets there, he had 1,001 opportunity to explain his policies to vandals. So let me make it categorically clear that the platform being offered by IEA, it is not the best platform for us NDC to sell our vision to Ghanaians.
Let me do.
We have 1,001 avenues and outlets to sell our vision to the people of Ghana.
Let me do few of our messages. It's becoming interesting, but we'll move pretty shortly to the next topic. This one says, don't think that the question from the debate someone had their paw, so it's a chew and paw, pass and forget. All right, thank you so much for your message. This one says, please, Justice, the people of Apatanga of Bongo District were promised by the current government that they will build cheap compounds in 2016. Still nothing has been done. All right, thank you so much for your message. Hi, please, good evening. My name is Ima from Techiman. Please, Mr. Host, I need the NDC man's phone number. All right, thank you so much for your message. This one says, Mahama said Ghanaians have short memory and Ghanaians took it out of context. Now, the people who were running away from presidential debate in 2016 are now the ones calling for a debate. Are we not having short memory about people like him? Richard from Kaswa, Bongo Boy, sent in that one. Richard, thank you so much for a message. James K. Saba says, why would ex-president waste his time and energy to debate Bawumia, who has terribly horribly failed? Ex-president should forget about Bawumia and be focused on winning the 2024 general elections. From James K. Saba. James, thank you so much for your message. This one says, good evening, Justice. I love your program. However, I sincerely appreciate Comrade's presentation. Justice, kindly get me his number. I would like to be communicating with him. All right, he sent in that one from Wa. Thank you so much for your message. This one says, a lot of messages here. Good evening, Justice. I love your program. Okay, thank you so much for loving the program. This one says, Vandal Bernardo, thanks for the excellent ideas. You are the true son of... okay, thank you so much for your message. A lot of messages. This one says, in my opinion, it would be... I won't use that word. To the former president to engage in a debate with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He just wants to shift people's attention from the current hardship. All right, thank you so much. You sent in that one from Kumasi. This one says, Kofi Agbakpewu from Ho. If debate was not important in 2016 and 2020 for NPP and IEA, why is it important now? Dr. Bawumia is in government. He should use his knowledge to solve hardship in the country. Thank you so much for your message. This one says, thank you for the hard work you're doing. Thank you so much also for always staying up to watch the show. This one says, JDM, if JDM make any mistake and enter into the debate with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, I vow by my blood I will vote against him. From Kafui, Bobone Gafui, thank you so much for your message. Are you guys afraid of the debate? You must debate Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He's ready to debate you guys. How our eyes are opened widely now. Okay, thank you so much for your message. Debate has got nothing to do with your eyes being widely opened. Go and debate the vice president if you think that you have sound policies, to save the good people of Ghana from this economic hardship. This one says, good evening, Justice, please, I need the definition of a debate. Is it not the one side speaks for the one side and the other side speak against? Okay, if it's so, then what are they going to speak for and against? Okay, thank you so much. You have a point over there. This one says, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia should just go and debate the artisans, drivers, traders, public and private servants. Mahama should never waste his time. Cletus sent in that message. This one says, it's a greatest insult for JDM to respond to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's debate request. Okay, thank you so much for your message. This one says, my brother, if debate is as important as we are now seeing it, why did Akufo-Addo refuse it when he was called upon to do so? Appiah Emmanuel Navrongo, I enjoy your program, by the way. Okay, thank you so much for your message. I'm so grateful that you're enjoying the program. Good evening, Justice, please. Albin, Deputy Youth Organizer from Navrongo, tell BOT that I need him in Navrongo for the campaign. All right, thank you so much for that message. This one says, hi, Justice, please, good evening. Mr. Evans, also, who is Mr. Evans here? Please, if the debate is with any other person, we will all force ex-President Mahama to go for it. But with someone who doesn't have that moral right to even debate a polling agent, I will be disappointed to see JDM debating this chronic liar. All right, thank you so much for your message. A lot of messages here. Paliok Daniel says, both Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh have credibility issues as far as a proper governance is concerned. These persons have failed in their areas of responsibilities and cannot be trusted to lead. Please don't call the number. You know that I'm reading messages on the number, so you cannot call it. Please stop calling. Responsibilities and cannot be trusted to lead us as a country. A vote for these people is a vote for President Akufo-Addo's third term, and that will mean doom for us as a country. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia should go and debate with the suffering Ghanaians out there on the incessant increase in fuel prices, galloping inflation, and the needless draconian taxes. No amount of deception would be given foothold this time around. Daniel Akpaliok from Sandema sent in that. I can't read your messages, but keep the messages coming. I'll be reading some of the messages along the way before I close. Now let me come to you, BOT, on the next topic. Madam Jane Mensah, chair of the Electoral Commission, is calling on all political parties to accept the outcome of a 2024 election. This is because they're going to be very transparent, fair, and free. Your take on that?
So, Justice, as I always tell you, data is key. And when you love research and data, you make scientific decisions.
Okay.
Justice, this is a research dated 2nd July 2024 release, and I have one dated 8 April 2024. So I'm going to do trend analysis of both.
Very well.
And it is bordered on...
It has to be done in 10 minutes.
Even 5 minutes is enough.
Okay, no problem at all. Let's go.
Confidence in the Electoral Commission.
Okay.
Okay, so the research sought to establish that, do Ghanaians have confidence in the Electoral Commission of Ghana? Just as of April 2024, the confidence in the Electoral Commission stood at 59%. As of July, it had dipped from 59 to 53%.
Okay.
Which is a negative 6% dip. No confidence. As of April, it was 32%, no confidence in the Electoral Commission. As of July, it has shot up to 38% no confidence. So you can see clearly that the confidence of the voters out there in the Electoral Commission of Ghana is taking a diminishing returns to their dividend. So while the government of Ghana keeps investing in the Electoral Commission of Ghana, the confidence people have in them to handle free, fair, transparent election is dipping. Justice, let me take you to the Constitution of Ghana. Chapter 7, title, Representation of the People.
Right.
I take you to Article 45, Function of the Electoral Commission. Article 45, Clause E, Clause F. The Electoral Commission of Ghana shall have the following function, and the E, to undertake program for the expansion of the registration of voters.
Okay.
F, to perform such other function as may be prescribed by law. The argument is expansion of the registration of voters. We all live in this country. We are witnesses to some of the Machiavellian approaches of the EC, and for the first time, just as I'm young but I'm not young, I saw Dr. Afarijan, I saw Charlotte Osei, I've seen Jen Mensah. If I'm supposed to give each of them a score, I'll give Jen Mensah -4%.
Negative 4%.
Negative 4%. The reason is this. The Electoral Commission chairperson is the presiding officer for all presidential results. Unlike parliamentary that we have, presiding officers who can declare at the constituency coalition level. When it comes to the presidential, the law says that it behoves on only the LEC chairperson who had the powers to declare that result. Election 2020, we live in this country where results were declared more than 6 times.
A second, why are we not displaying the second topic? We have moved on to another topic and we are still seeing this.
Just as we
display the topic.
We live in this country. I said I saw Afarijan.
Right.
I saw Charlotte Osei. I've seen Jen Mensah. And if I'm supposed to give a verdict on her performance as Electoral Commission chairperson in her commission, I'll give them -4%. And the reason is very simple. Election 2020, if Ghana were to be any country where people resort to chaos, violence, to resolve issues, Ghana would have been plunged into chaos because of Jen Mensah. Election 2020 presidential result were declared 6 times. And today, nobody in Ghana knows which one is the true representation of the electoral outcome.
Right.
So if such a personality begin to talk about the fact that warning people, admonishing people, cautioning people to accept any result, then we also question her credibility. Because look, the NDC, and this goes to everybody in this country.
Right.
If in the election 2020, John Dramani Mahama was impressed upon by certain forces that I don't want to mention on this platform to accept the verdict of the election 2020, 2024 shall be different. What we want as NDC is free, fair, transparent election.
Sure. But the Electoral Commission has assured that. We
had this assurance in 2020.
Has assured that. Just says that the election is going to be free, fair, and transparent.
Good, Justice. We had overdose of that in 2020. What happened? 6 times election results were declared. And today, look, journalists were summoned to appear at Accra International Center. They got there and they met a ghost. You turn around to tell us in 2024 that we should believe you. Hell no. It will only take a fool to believe her.
Right.
It will only take a fool. And my conclusive remarks is very simple. The NDC is going to this election with our referee to have a resounding victory.
We only have one referee.
No, we can't.
And that is the Electoral Commission.
No, we don't see us as a referee.
Okay.
What the NDC sees is that we must win and win convincingly and emphatically. Because you see, any attempt for the poll to get close, we are not safe. So if you are an NDC chairman, constituency executive, parliamentary candidate, party financier, floating voter watching me, the election 2024 must come with NDC's own referee. And that referee is whereby we win overwhelmingly, we win gargantuanly such that the Electoral Commission cannot declare the result 6 times to make any impact.
Okay.
But if we create a certain scenario whereby the result begin to go at par, the EC will never favor us. For me, as a member of the NDC, I don't have any scintilla or trap for the Electoral Commission chairperson. A chairperson compared to a Farijan Charlotte Osei who declared results 6 times and could not gazette which one we should believe in, it will take a fool to trust her.
It will take a fool to trust the Electoral Commissioner, Madam Jane Mensah. Let me do a few of our messages for us to go. Hello. Forget about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Ahmed Nungwa. Bawumia should meet the press before meeting JDM. Well, this one says, good evening. I'm Abraham from Esikado Kitan. More fire, Boss BOT. IEA's silence on the economic mess created by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia of the country makes their call for a debate questionable. Why no debate for 2016 and 2020? Where were they when the same Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, ran away? Please, don't call. Ran away from a debate called by the NDC. We know your grant scheme, but it won't work. However, what economic indicators will Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia use for the debate? Is it the 14.7% unemployment rate, or a gallon of petrol which sells at 74 Ghana cedis, 16 to $1, or the price of cement being 110 cedis, or the cathedral mandate manhole, or his arrogant running mate? Is he not even ashamed of himself? All right, thank you so much for your message. That was a long one. I can't read the rest. This one says, Justice, if registered voters at district level, how do you... No, I don't really get the message, so please, clarity is key. It will take a fool, indeed, to believe John Appiah, and Mankasim. John, thank you so much for your message. This one says, my brother, after reading all these messages, have you seen that Ghanaians are disappointed in them? I think the best grounds to debate is in the market, where the market women will have one-on-one interaction with them. There we know who has a good policy to govern this country. Thank you so much for your message. This one says, my brother, after reading... Okay, I read that message already, so please. This one says, good evening. Stop calling the WhatsApp line. Good evening. Justice, please ask the... good evening, boss. The king of lies, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, is drowning. Who desperately needs a straw to hold on, but John Dramani Mahama can't, we are focused. I mean, sometimes your messages, please, let it be quite clear for me. Take your time, and then, NDC, when are you people going to stop throwing dust into the good people of Ghana's eyes? All right, thank you so much for your message. A whole lot of messages here. I cannot read all the other messages. I think my time is up. BOT, thank you so much for coming.
Just a quick one.
Okay.
You know, tutors of College of Education, they've been on strike for the past 1 month.
Oh, I see.
So if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia needs a debate, he must address that first.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for your time. This whole time will last on the program. Make a time with us. Same time tomorrow. My name is Justice Appiah, and the show has been Hot News. Good night. Bye.